everyone, welcome to yet another episode of Whip and Chat podcast. I can't believe we're in episode 3 already. Thank you so much to everyone who has stayed true to this podcast. Thank you for following through. I see your messages, I see your comments, I see your reactions, your DMs on social media, and I'm really very grateful. Thank you for those wonderful feedback. They are one of the things that keeps us going. So on Whip and Chat podcast, in case you are a visitor just joining us, it's a good family to be. I would love you to be a part of the family. So don't forget to subscribe, put on your notification bell so that you can enjoy the episodes we drop every week. And on this episode, what we do is we talk about entrepreneurship, the highs, the lows, the in-between, the real unfiltered truth about what it takes to run a thriving business. And I'm your host. My name is Shifumi Dada. So in today's episode, we'll be speaking about some of the tools that help me to stay sane, after leaving my 9 to 5 to go into full-time entrepreneurship, and I'm sure they can help you too. So the first thing I want to talk about is, why does all these tools, why do they matter? Why is it important for you to have the structure around your time, around having tools that can help you? It is important because you are just living a world that you know into a world you do not know, right? Even though you might have gone to business school, you might have have mentors, people you are looking for up to, that's told you one or two things about business, but trust me, it's a new world entirely. And so you need to be able to have things that can help you to be able to navigate that part of your life correctly. And today I'll be sharing a couple of tools, about 4 of them, things that help me in about 4 different aspects. And the first thing I'll be talking about is the mental health tools. See, I know when we spoke about some of the struggles of entrepreneur, we touched some things on mental health, how lonely it can be, how people can misunderstand you and all that. And that is why your mental health tool is very important, because as human beings, we exist on 3 levels. We are a spirit that lives in the body, and we have a soul. So that means that every aspect of this existence must be taken care of, because entrepreneurship is touching on all 3 aspects, and so you must have tools to guide and to protect all 3 aspects. So some of the tools that I use to protect my mental health, the first one is prayer. Very important. I remember days when it gets lonely, days when it feels like I don't even have the strength to keep on going again, days when I feel so tired. There are days that you feel tired to your teeth, you don't even want to do anything. And I remember even those times when I don't even have the right words to say in the place of prayer, one of the things I do is I do something called soaking. I just go into God's presence. Even if it's just music, I have some playlists on my Spotify. I just play there, just sit down there and soak in God's presence, and just help me feel lighter, right? It helps me to make sense of the situation, even if I don't have it all figured out. But I know I don't leave such soaking moments coming out the same way, and just help me to stay safe. Times when maybe staffs doing their own, customers doing their own, you've had high hopes about these new products you want to launch, then the market reality is in a very strange way. Those times you need to protect your mental health, and prayer is one of those tools that keeps me going. The other thing that helps my mental health is journaling. Very important, guys. You don't want to see my journal. Journaling is very important, because there are some things that words can't quantify. Like talking to someone else about it, you may not even have the right words, but by the time you put your pen on your paper, it just kind of help you. And also there are times that you have this rush of ideas. You have so many things coming to your mind that you want to do, that you want to achieve, thoughts that are flying here and there, ideas on how you can better do your business, or some of the things you can implement. Writing them down is very important, because if you look at some people's mind, it is like a computer. When you open your laptop and you have several tabs open down without closing them, and when you have this kind of tab, one of the things it does to your laptop is that it slows this down, because you have several unattended to tabs open down without you closing them properly. So it just makes the whole computer cluttered up. That is how some people's mind are. And one of the things that this will do to you is that it will clutter your mind. It will affect you. In fact, it affects some people's sleep. And that is one of the reasons why journaling is important. As the ideas are coming, you want to have tools on your phone, or you have to want to have a physical journal that you use to write down your thoughts. Very important. On my phone, on my iPhone, I use the notes extremely well. I have a particular this thing that is labeled ideas. There are ideas for Sky Foodies, ideas for snacks mix, ideas for so many things. So when the idea comes, I just go to which one and I input is there. So very important. Journaling is very important. Then another one is reflection routine. I do a lot of reflection. In fact, sometimes I do it daily, sometimes I do it weekly. In fact, I think it was beginning of this year that I made that decision for myself that I have to have thinking time every day. And it's not just thinking time, thinking about random things, it's just a reflection time. Just reflecting, okay, how did my day go? What are the things I did right? What are the things I could improve on? How did sales go and all that? And this really helps, because if you don't have structures around this thing, before you know what's happening, you are having a pile up. By now you have pile up of thoughts that you've not thought through, that you've not reflected upon. It is these small things that you are not addressing that becomes the big deal later on in the future. And that is why it is very important. So I have times for reflection. It doesn't have to be all day, it doesn't have to be hours. That's 10 minutes, that's 30 minutes. Sometimes I just go, just walk around the compound at night, just sitting with my own thoughts, thinking about it. I'm not even praying, I'm just thinking about how my day went, and it really helps a lot. Then another one is the productivity tools. This one is very important. I have apps and softwares for others, and one of such is Canva. There's Bumper. This episode is not sponsored by any of these things, but like I said, we don't gatekeep in this podcast, and that is why I'll be going all out talking about the ones that I've used Canva, and Canva works wonders for me. I use it in invoicing, use it for taking notes of the other things we sell per day, people that are still owing me, things like that. Just kind of help me keep things organized, right? I have some this thing around my finances. For my finances, I use Excel a lot. Well, can call me a traditional girl, but that's one of the things entrepreneurship teaches you. It teaches you not to know how to manage your money, because I know, yes, we have apps like softwares like Wave that you can use to keep your finances, but when you're just starting out, you have to think of the best way to do things using the smallest resources. So I use Excel, and it works a lot for me in keeping tab on, okay, how much do you sell, this thing that we bought, is it an asset, is it a liability, just inputting those small details, and they really help. And also for my productivity tools, I have my to-do list. There is an app I use called Sticky Notes. Very effective app. And one of the things that this app does for me is that I can have on my to-do list for the month, for the week. Most of the time I do it week on week, because I feel like daily sometimes can not be very effective. So I have my to-do list for the week. 3rd week of August, what am I doing? I write them all out. Then I can put it as part of the widget on my home screen. So it's keeping me noted. I'm looking at it every day, per time. Anytime I put on my phone and I'm seeing that, okay, this thing is here to be done. And at the end of the day, or as soon as I do some of those things, I go back there, I mark it as done, and there's just this positive hormone it gives to you, like you feel like you've achieved a lot, right? Which is a very good feeling. But yes, and I have scheduling tools for productivity. See, the truth is, let me just chatter this table now. You will not get less busier. Either as an entrepreneur or as a career person, you won't get to that point in your life where you get less busier. There will always be something to be done. So the The earlier you are able to recognize tools that you can use to make your life better, the better for you. Tools as simple as the alarms on your phone, they are very important. There are some alarms that are recurring on my phone, because I'm not just a business person. There's family there. There is there's church there. There are people that I feel responsible towards, and they are important. So I set alarms on my phone as something as simple as the times I have to call my parents, because I know some of these things we can't forget them, right? So something as simple as that, okay, maybe every Sunday evening by so time of the day, call my parents. I just set the alarms there. If there's a post to be sent to a customer, I set alarm towards it. As me and the customers we are talking, I set an alarm towards it immediately so that I don't get to forget, because your mind is thinking about so many things. So these things, they are simple, you can forget it easily. But using these simple tools that you have around you, they are very important. And if the reminder on your phone works for you, fine. Me, I feel like the reminders on my phone, it doesn't really do the work for me, as it were, quote and unquote, because sometimes it's just a little beep, and I don't get to hear it like my alarm. The way my alarm will just sound, and I just have to check because it's annoying, right? So those things, they are very, very important. Something as simple as when to wake up, when to sleep, when to pray, those things, they are very important. I have learning and growth tools. As we all know, entrepreneurship, you have to learn always. You have to keep learning. You can't say because I've done my MBA now, I'm no longer learning. No, it is consistent and continuous learning. And some of the tools that I use for learning, I use YouTube a lot. And if you're on this podcast now, it shows that you are learning. I use YouTube. There are people that I follow on YouTube. I learn from them. I listen to them. I have time around all these things. There are times that it may be cooking vlogs I want to watch, because of course I'm in the food space. There are times it's just food presentation. I just go. There are times it's just about leadership. It's about, I use YouTube a lot for learning. I have courses on my phone. You see some apps there. One of them is Allison. Sometimes I just look at myself, okay, I want to learn more about food safety. I register on Allison. Well, it's not for the certificate, so I can say at least do free courses there and learn the basic lesson and stay true to it, right? Then, of course, I also do paid courses as well. Very important. I do paid courses. At least this year, I think I've done about I've done like 2 paid courses this year, and I still have some ahead of me that I'm still going to do, right, which is very important. And part of my learning and growth tools are mentors. I know these are human beings, but mentors, not the ones that are in close proximity that I have close access to, and the ones that I can follow them online. Mentors, very important. Whatever vision it is that you have in your mind, whatever it is you are building, there are people that has built something like that or something similar to what you are building, and it is important that you have their image in front of you. It is important that you get to learn from both their mistakes and some of the things they have gotten right. So these are one of the important tools of productivity for me. Mentors, very, very important. Another one is community and support. Community support. See, I know I mentioned this in the last episode that you can't play on your community. You have to be intentional about it. As an entrepreneur, your peers, who are the people around you, very important. They are one of the people that shapes your mindset, shapes your view about life, shapes how much your mind can, access some information. They even shape your view about life, right? If you see someone who has a cage on their mind, check who they are working with. You can be able, it is not far-fetched. You can almost pinpoint, why they are that way, right? So your community, the people around you, very important. Your peers, your mentors, your accountability partner. Entrepreneurs, we can't joke with this. Accountability partner. You need to have strong accountability system around you. And See, I know that they are paid, there are people that does this for money, but you just need to look around you. Sometimes you don't have the money, because when I say it out, it's not as if I have all the money to throw around, right? And one of the things that I feel like has really helped me in life, it is recognizing, like truly recognizing the gifts of the people around me. Because that friend that you are just looking at as friend and you are gisting with, most of the time, what they have, what they can contribute to you is more than just the gist. But if you don't see them that way, you won't be able to enjoy from that aspect of their life. I have friends that keeps me accountable when it comes to my business. I have people that keeps me accountable when it comes to my finances. I have people that keeps me. I've written a book and I'm currently writing another one. I have people that keeps me accountable on that. I have friends that we get on call every week, to have clarity sessions for my book, right? And this is something that if I do not recognize this, my friends, in that, recognizing that grace upon their life, I will have to pay thousands of naira in order to be able to get that done. But just by recognizing that, okay, this person is disciplined in this aspect, I'm not so disciplined in it. Okay, let me submit myself to them, to be able to gain from this part of them. It has helped. It has helped. And of course, there are a whole lot of humility. So you want to have strong accountability person around you. If you feel like you are struggling with your finances, look at who is disciplined around you that has gotten it right in that aspect. Move closer to them, share your struggles with them, let them know, okay, this and this is what is going on. Then let them keep you accountable. Let them have a structure around, how you want to be accountable to them, and keep to it. Accountability does not work when you just keep quiet or just dump the information on them, then you keep quiet, or they are asking you, so how can we this, and you feel like they are prognosing into your affair. Then why do you meet them that you want to be accountable, right? So this one is a very important productivity app. It helps you to be able to grow, and even your partner. And if there's anything that I've learned from they talk about, is that the gift of a good partner is very important. So your partner, and this also still boils down to you recognizing them for who they have, for the gifts that God has placed in them, right? And submitting well to that grace. I feel like that's where people have the most problem, because these people around us, you just feel like we've always known them. So there's just that familiarity thing that makes you not be able to submit to them as you ought to. Very important. If it is your wife that has the kind of discipline you feel like you have, please, by all means, in that aspect, tell her to hold you accountable. If it's your husband, tell him to hold you accountable. If it's your friend, tell them to hold you accountable. So guys, the thing is, preparation plus system, it gives birth to sanity and growth. Having all these tools, they prepare you, putting all these systems around you, it will bet you having sanity and growth. The people that you see out there that are experiencing massive growth, it is not because they have larger brain cells than you. It's not because they have all the challenges of life figured out better than you. It is just that they've decided to put systems around their life. They've decided to look around them and put structures in place. Look at the tools that can help them. Look at the people that can help them, and they've be able to harness these things well. And that is why it looks as if they have life all figured together, and that is why it looks as if they are growing at the rate at which they are. And you also can grow. You also can come into that place of sanity where you are not just speaking the language of the generation that, hey, today mental health is this, tomorrow mental health is that. You can have it all figured together, by just putting all these systems around. So guys, that is it on today's episode. If you found this episode helpful, please don't forget to share with someone around you. They need to hear this. Do what to share it with them. Do what to like it. Liking this episode, it helps us to get it in the faces of people that needs to listen to it, that needs to hear the message, right? And don't also forget to subscribe, and you can also do what to follow us on all our social media platforms. I would really love to connect with you. I'm on LinkedIn at Shifumi Dada. I'm also on TikTok, the Shifumi Dada, or also on X as the chef me that. All right, guys, see you in the next episode. Bye.